Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Arr. Hello, hello, hello. Greeting, welcome, salutation, one and none, and all. Yeah, wrong side. Uh, how is everybody this week? When you turn up, I'm sure you'll let me know. Yeah, it's been a week already, and there's Yellow. How you doing, Sammy boy? Oh, pardon me. Yes, it has been another week already. I, yeah, I don't know. Just trying to keep the hair under control a bit is all. Yeah. So, and Greg is here. Peace out. Got my eye on you. Got my eye on you. Yeah, it's been a week. Fairly calm and relaxed. Work wasn't too busy. No carnage and chaos or drama. No bad griefy stuff going on. I swear the hat's on straight. It's just my head's wonky. So yeah, fishy's doing fishy things. Garden doing gardeny things. Water change is done. Bed. No random breedies that I've noticed this week. Plants growing well because we've had a fairly moist week this week. Lots of rain. Lots of sky piddle. Sunday's the day that my brand goes on sale at the dispensary, so it's been a very productive morning. Yeah. Feels weird to think of that having a brand name. So yeah, what we're up to. Keeping up with the trying to pull 1 litre or 2 pints of weeds out of the garden every day. It's starting to take longer and longer because the weeds are getting smaller and smaller. Which is a good thing, I suppose. Might get to a point where I don't need to. Plenty of time up in Le Cave de Man Cave, doing model-y type stuffs. Finished off the Gundam and made a start on the paper. Well, we'll just go with French fighter plane from World War II, the Caudron. I'm learning a lot from doing that. Lots of new skills, lots of new figurings out, lots of trying to understand Polish instructions. So much so that I've actually ordered some more paper models. Got the Milan Cathedral, the Spitfire, all the other ones. A Das Boot. Oh no. Rest in peace, dear sweet bunny. That's sad news. Oh, poor Bun Bun. But yeah. Free from pain and misery now. Yeah, kind of. Thanks for popping the link up. I probably won't watch. Me and funerals don't mix well. We'll I'll leave it at that. Yes, I did wonder why I hadn't seen Bunny around for a while. Probably would explain it. Although, if you're out there, Bun, don't be afraid to come and visit me. You know, if there's one member of the fish family that's not going to freak out, it's going to be me. And here's to you, kid. Exactly, she was very special. And I don't mean that in the sarcastic way that I normally say it when I say someone's special. I mean it truthfully and honestly. She was a lovely lady. Even if she did accidentally post her breasts on YouTube once. Oh, those damn tank reflections. This is why you always make sure you're fully dressed whenever you film a video. A lesson I learned previously. And it is why I watch back all my videos before I upload them. Because I have forgotten in the past and can't upload that one. I won't say which ones they were, but when it's something I would normally waffle on for like half hour, 45 minutes about, and the video ends up being like 10 minutes, probably the reason is because I've already filmed it once. Second time I cut out all the crud and just got it done. Bless her. She will be missed. Very much so. But yeah, it's the Bun has crossed the Rainbow Bridge and is frolicking in the dandelions and herbs. Which, if you know your bunnies, that's bun heaven. That is just endless fields of dandelions and herbs. Yeah, kind of puts a downer on things, but I know Bunny wouldn't, Ivy, Bunny, whichever you want to call her. I know she wouldn't want us to be all sad and miserable. Yeah, cops looking after her, and Nathan. But yeah, bless her. As I said, she was always the first with me to ask if I was okay. So, oh, you seem a bit quiet today, or you seem a bit down, or she's always worried about other people and not herself. So, yeah, she wouldn't have wanted us to be all sad and miserable. And I'm not a believer, but let's just say she's gone to a better place. Anyway, so yeah. The sad thing with when you're younger and someone passes that usually an elderly relative. But the older you get, the more it becomes friends, colleagues, people you went to school with. It kind of brings it home sometimes that we aren't immortal. We are all going to essentially become worm food. But let's be a bit more romantic about it, shall we? We're all going to go back to being stardust. From whence we came to, now what's the line? From whence we came, we shall return. Something like that, anyway. I'm no philosopher. So I remember hearing or reading these things decades ago, and but don't necessarily always come out quite right. But yeah, so I keep looking over because that's where the models are that I've been building. Yeah, that's pretty much been my week, really. Fishy stuff, dog walky stuff, work, gardening stuff, and model building. Um, did join in a modelling live stream Friday night. Yeah. Uh, Plenty of people there I know and I've known for years, but I get the feeling that they all forgot who I was. Never mind. Howdy, Jeff, Mr. Empire of Dirt himself. But can we have it all? Can we have your Empire of Dirt? Oh God, don't go with the Nine Inch Nails jokes today. Not. That's just wrong. The irony there, it was Faith No More who got in trouble for having a fish in a video, not Nine Inch Nails. They got in trouble for a monkey on a cross, among other things. I think people miss the point of that song entirely. They focused on they focused on the chorus and missed the rest of the song out. But yeah. So on a marginally lighter note, because it's super light and I can easily grab it. As I said, I've been working on a paper model or card model, depends what you want to call it, because it's more cardboard than paper. But so far from perfect. I will be doing a bit of touching up with some paint. But yes, that's 1/33 scale. And yeah, that is all pieces of cardboard and paper. There is one piece of or two pieces of cocktail stick, one of which I carved to make the control column, and the other one is in the aileron to give it shape. And I can't reach the Gundam from here. Ooh, 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 special offer on McAfee. No, thank you. Get that off of there. Thank you very much, Greg. Who's that? Yeah, it's Jeff. Oh, see, I'm all over the place today. And then I'm getting too old for this standing up and sitting down malarkey. I should just stay sitting down all the time. This one's a little bit on the bigger and heftier side. If I can actually get it all in shot. Gundam. So yes, each separate piece individually painted, then assembled, and is. I'm going with he because it looks masculine and fighty. Plus, he's got a big thing hanging down between his legs. Special crotch armor. Yeah, fully posable. All that's good stuff. Put the paper plate out of the way. Stand him up. There we go. So yeah, we've got that done in this week's video, which probably isn't going to appeal to anyone here. It was on the airbrush paints from Temu. Yeah, I mean the pilot figure looked male as well. No, yeah, it did take a while. There's several hundred parts there individually airbrushed. But yeah, it's if any of the guys that turn up, that sometimes turn up, my old modelling buddies that have seen me building, they will attest that I'm not a slow modeler. Not in styrene anyway. I can knock model kits out the park double quick. One story that always gets brought up, not brought up. I'm having throat issues today. Allergies, hay fever. Yes, the guy who gets hay fever has planted loads and loads of flowers and plants in his garden. At least I've got rid of all the grass though. But yeah, so there's a famous kit that Airfix make, the Typhoon. And they do it in 1/24th scale, which is kin big. It's getting on for 2 foot long and 2 foot wide, that kind of size. And I decided I was going to do it for a group build, which had a time limit of 3 months on it. And someone at the start told me, you will never get that done. That's completely pointless even entering it because you won't get it done in 3 months. That will take you a year to build. And then you've got to paint it afterwards. Well, considering I added a whole bunch of extra upgrade parts to it, made out of resin and brass that had to be fitted and bits chopped and adjusted and all that malarkey. And I did it fully painted. There's no decals on it whatsoever. So all of the markings are painted. It's weathered. It's historically accurate. I did it in 28 days. Which, if I hadn't have had a bout of illness, I would have got it in the 24 days, which was kind of a bit of a jokey plan. You know, 1 day per one of the scale. But yeah, it was more out of spite than anything, just to prove it could be done. And the other joke was because I'd always be working on more than one kit at a time. You get to a point, especially if what you're painting one and you're waiting for paint to dry or gloss to dry or something like that, you might as well start another kit. So I'd always have 2 on the go. And another joke was that I built one with my feet and the other with my hands. But yeah, probably Norm, maybe Willie Mac if he turns up, or Tim, they'll be able to tell you. So yes, although at the moment it's just the cauldron on the bench, the paper plane. So we shall see. There's obviously paper and lots of gluing that takes a while to set, so can't really do a huge amount at a time, and I'm learning basically with every step of the build. So that's literally all that's on the bench at the moment. I've just got the one wing, one stabilizer, nose, propeller, cockpit canopy, undercarriage. Yeah, it's still plenty to do. I mean, if that had been plastic, that would have probably been at least fully built and probably have the base paint on by now. Given the amount of hours it took, but a plastic one, that kind of scale, because I'm not going to build a bad kit, or not. If I get a kit and I open it and I start building it and it's a bad kit, you know, just bad, like the details really soft and plastic's just thick and clunky, yeah, it generally goes in the bin. So I don't build bad ones these days. Life's too short to be worrying about that. But that cauldron cost me like £6 or $8 or something, and that's kept me busy and occupied, working with, you know, using my brain, hand-eye coordination, blah 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 blah, thinking all this stuff for hours, hours and hours. And the styrene one, for the same amount of time, would have probably cost me 40 or £50. Hello, Donna, my dear. How the devil art thou? So yeah, TLDR, I'm enjoying paper models, and they're a lot cheaper than plastic ones. Um, might be able to 3D print a bad model. Maybe I want to attempt at some point. They'll just start. We all start somewhere. I mean, like, given what I can do with plastic and what I'm doing with paper at the moment, I've got a lot to learn about paper models. Although I'm not going to be building the 1/200th scale Yamato. You don't know, Yamato was the biggest battleship ever made. World War II. Well, there were two of them, Yamato and Musashi. And in 1/200th scale, it's 4 foot 5 inches long, or 135 centimeters. My bench isn't big enough. My bench was barely big enough for that 24th scale Typhoon. I'm not getting a 200th scale battleship on it. Plus, I'd have to put up a new shelf just to put that model on. Also got to learn international shipping at some point. Yeah, well, I've done that. It's not fun. Um, yeah, if you ever sort of 3D print something, feel free to send me one. I'll paint it up. Can't guarantee the quality of the paint job. Um, I mean, I'm not too bad, but I'm not going to win any awards for my figure painting. But I enjoy it. Again, it's another string to the bow. and it's quiet. Howdy, Pursuey. How you doing? As I say, as quite a lot of my modelling time is early mornings or late in the evenings. No, if I wake up at silly o'clock, I can go up to the cave and do stuff, which is far better than just vegetating and playing some dumb mobile game. And yeah, paper models and painting figures is quiet. You can do it. You can't necessarily airbrushing with a compressor running at like 4 in the morning because the neighbours will get very upset. It's bad enough when the compressor randomly decides to kick in the middle of the night for a few seconds. Possibility of trying to avoid promises. Yeah, I mean, no promises, but yeah, that is the thing with 3D printers. You kind of need to be some kind of computer scientist to get them to actually do what you want them to do reliably. Waiting for the 3D print stuff for the N-Gage. Which, for those who might not know, N-Gage is railway, or what do they call it? You don't call it railway in the States. It's rail something else, isn't it? It's a really small scale. But you're having fun building models. I'll say, yeah, it is. It's an enjoyable pastime or hobby. Yeah, small train, equal one, baby train. N-Gage is the kind of size where if you've got a decent sized coffee table, you can put an entire layout set up inside the coffee table and put a glass lid on it. Yeah, inch and a half. Yeah, that's the kind of thing where you have to look out for when you're buying them. As I'm sure many people have gone, oh, they're cheap, click, and then they've turned up and they're like that big. I was expecting no, you're not getting a full-size doll's house for that price. I'm guessing that scale, they probably don't do them in paper either, do they? It's probably all either 3D printed or styrene or resin, I'd have thought. Started building your own from scratch. Yeah, that's cool. That was an airbrush lures while my wife was sleeping with Sparmax. Yeah, my compressor isn't a name brand. It's a AS186s or something. They were the ones that you could get dirt cheap at the time. They came with like 2 airbrushes, which were garbage. But yeah, it's also about 10 years old and has been heavily overused. So it overheats very quickly and gets very noisy. Which if you got your Harbour Freight, it's probably the same model, to be honest. As I keep seems to be saying, was all comes from the same place in China. Yeah, mine is ridiculously loud. I mean, if you watch the airbrushing video, when I'm spraying the paint, you hear it, and the camera doesn't pick up all the noise, doesn't pick up the vibrations going through the floorboards. Yeah, I mean, yes, it's one of those things where I could buy a new one, quieter one, but I'll wait until the old one goes bang, which will inevitably happen halfway through something like priming a model. And then I'll just order another one from Amazon, probably the same one. Then I'll happen to say at work, yeah, I had to order a new airbrush compressor because my compressor died. Oh, well, we sell those. You could have got staff discount. Yeah, the ones we sell are massive in comparison and are going to be deafeningly loud inside a small bedroom. They're designed for being used in a garage to power air tools, not an airbrush. I mean, admittedly, when the tank on it's like 20, 30 litres, it's not going to turn on very often, but there we go. Partner kept saying he was going to get an airbrush, but I'm tired of waiting until we bought one. Yeah. The main thing with airbrushes, cleaning them. 95% of problems with airbrushes are solved by cleaning them. Just the way of it. Again, years of experience with model making and various forums and Facebook groups and YouTubey things. Yeah, more than welcome. Yeah, as I say, for the price of it, I am not complaining about that paint. It's better than some of the branded stuff I've got. Um, and for a water-based acrylic to be able to thin with lacquer thinner is a very rare thing indeed. I mean, I'm assuming it's water-based. I can't smell, so it might have a whiff. But normally if I'm spraying alcohol or lacquer-based paints, then I noticed, have I used Createx? I do have some Createx paints upstairs. They are available in the UK. Yeah, they're okay to airbrush. They do need a lot of thinning, I found. But yeah, they're not bad paints. They just, at the time when I was doing what I was doing, they didn't do the colours I needed. This is where lots of issues with paints comes from in modelling. How does it compare to Createx? Well, it airbrushes straight out the bottle. Yeah, and so the fluorescents are properly fluorescent, really bright. The metallic, was it the bronze, I think, that looks stunning. To the point where I might do something that is just bronze. Howdy, Tommy. Don't apologise for being late. Been sweating and editing. Been worn so many hats and it's merely lunchtime. Well, I've worn one hat or two because I have. This is my. I am still cleaning in good condition baseball cap. Then I've got my other ratty old one that Mary bought me 8 years ago, maybe 7 years ago. That I use for gardening and anything where I'm going to get sweaty and nasty because I don't mind. Because I need something to keep the floof under control while I'm head down and windy and hair just goes everywhere. Only when that way first. Yeah, that's what we do. We see what works for. Yes, it also works over here as a saying as well. It's probably where it came from. Got a different hat for every day of the week. But yeah, we watch videos or we learn from someone and we tend to use the things they use because they work for them. And then as time progresses, we try different things. It's why I've got random bottles of paint from God knows how many different manufacturers because you never know. It's like if I'm Was it when I did the D9R bulldozer, Israeli one? I needed to buy, or needed, Israeli colours. So I went and bought an Israeli colour set from a different manufacturer. Turns out I really don't like their paint. Yeah, and I mean, I wouldn't say I'm an expert in anything. And there's a reason why my how-to videos aren't called how-to, they're called how I do. Because the way I do it might not work for everyone. Uh, yeah, everyone's slightly different. Cyan blue, uh, cyanide grey, random sand colour, and something else. Where is it? Oh, it's over on the windowsill. Yeah, exactly. If I make a mistake in the middle of a video, or I do something wrong, or something doesn't work, I leave it in because we're all human. We all make mistakes. It's how you recover from them that counts. And you can generally learn more by fixing a mistake than you can by not making a mistake in the first place. Um, uh, that that paint was that the AK or was that MiG? I think that was a MiG ammo or a MiG set of paint before they got bought out. Um, yeah, it was very thin, so it didn't need thinning, much like the paints I got from Temu. But the problem was it was so thin that it just spiderweb, cobweb, did all sorts of nasty stuff. You had to be so careful with it. Yeah, we learn from mistakes. Like after about 20 years, my 125-gallon silicone died, and now I have Oscars in a 30-gallon. Yeah, stuff happens. Yeah, and yeah, and some people were raving about the paint and going, "Oh, this paint's amazing." So I was like, "Okay, I'll give it a go." Gave it a go. I didn't like it. Same with Hataka. I've got a couple of Hataka sets, and I really don't like the way it sprays. Brush paint's okay. It's not that it's a bad paint. It just doesn't suit the way I airbrush. That's It's that simple. We all have our own ways, means, and methods. Um, some people like to get the pressure as low as possible on the compressor. They'll adjust the air pressure for different paints and jobs. I just set it at like 35, 40 psi and leave it there. You know, I control it with that. If I want less paint to come out, I just move my finger back less distance. It's it's a progressive thing. It's not like the old single action ones where you push the button and it was just full bore or nothing. Oh dear. Oh, oh, things are getting windy. Yeah, as I say, I mean this thing. That doesn't look like paint, does it? I mean, you can see a bit on that wing where it's not quite even, but doesn't look like he's been painted. I think, but the only bit that hasn't been painted is the cable and the sword blade flary thingy. Dee Dee, darling, how the devil are you? Hi, everybody. Hi, Dr. Nick. Mwah for you, Dee Dee. Well, you're always welcome here. You know that, Dee Dee. God dear. You know, I'll give you a great big cuddle. Exactly. Hugs is hugs. And you never know when the last time you might get to hug someone is, so hug them. That's as has been brought up with Ivy's unfortunate and sad passing. Yeah. Demons, that is just some crypt Wendetii. Those ones are crypt Wendetii. That's another crypt. I can't remember what flavour it is. And then a bit of Anubius. More random crypts that just turned up on their own accord. Baby bristlenoses. Thousands of Limia. Yeah, she was. She will be sorely missed. Mm. Oh, definitely lots of hugs. I'm sure most people in chat have probably got stories that they could share about Ivy, Bun Bun, as I used to call her. Yes, she went by Bunny Viper, but I never found anything viperish about her. So to me, she was always Bun Bun. Bunny McBun Bun. Exactly. I'm on now collecting stuff to make a memorial vid. Yeah, I'll say if anyone's got stories they want to share, I'm sure Dee Dee won't mind if you emailed them over to her. Dee Dee, if you want to, I would say if you want to put your email in chat, but don't. I know there's not many people watch this outside of people we all know, but yeah, you don't want to get spammed. And you don't want to get spammed with pictures of certain parts of male anatomy, I'm sure, because we all know that's what would happen. Yeah, the snake in the classroom. Yeah, that was an epic one. The email's on fishfam.link. There we go. So if you want to email Dee Dee a story about you and Bun Bun, Ivy, pop onto fishfam.link, look up Dee Dee's channel, and the email will be on there. Was it a focus on with Rico? Possibly. But given my memory, it's probably best not. My memory's not getting any better. We had an 80s hits radio station on at work. the other day. And I knew all the words to all the songs that played for 6 hours. Still can't remember the names of some of the plants I put in the garden a few days ago or a few weeks ago. Yeah, and Shanna took all the ladies' nights down. Speaking of which, Shanna did pop in here a few weeks back, so that was good to see her. Not see her, but see the name in chat and have a bit of a natter for the catch up. I don't like to pry into people's personal lives. Getting food, tomatoes and cucumbers. Oh, Dee Dee, I'm not going to ask about the cucumbers. Are they for the plecos? Mine is. I probably should film another gardening video now the bark's all done, because a lot of the flowers are growing, or the plants are growing in and flowering away quite happily. Get to see the monsoon. Anything you want now? Are you going to pick up the tanks or something, Tommy? Rehome the aminals? Oh, you've already got the tanks and the fish. I can get Bella. Put it out Thursday for HME. It was okay for Foxy. Parrot and give her mum hugs. Yeah. Yeah. Bella will be happy, surrounded by friends and new family. And yeah, the hugs will have gone down well. Oh, let's put the pipe down. That's bugging me now. So this is one of these things, and it's always good to know that when someone passes, any pets or whatever, they tend to get forgotten about. It's good to know that in this case they're all safe and sound and being looked after. Oh, looks like it's about to rain again. Oh, it is raining again. Oh, it's also a bit breezy, so I won't be filming a video in the garden this evening then. G'day, Marquis Mark. How the devil are you, other than the obvious, which we've been covering? I'm sure you've got plenty to add to Dee Dee's video. Good to see you, sir. Even if it is silly o'clock there. Yes, it's yeah. So it's always a sad thing. As I've said, I'm sure she wouldn't want us all to be miserable. Let's celebrate her life and who she was, rather than mourn her passing. sounds like a better idea to me. And I think you probably all agree. Oh, airbushing. Um, and yes, I have ordered. Well, I say I've ordered more stuff. I've got more stuff on the way from Temu at the moment. Now, I did do another order this morning. So we've got some random odds and sods and bits and pieces and some figures. So we shall see what the quality of the figures is. I think some are plastic, some are resin. So we shall see whether they're just a blobby moulded mess. Almost 4, not been out of sleep as the mind keeps ticking over. Yep, I get that fully. And this is why I have certain YouTube channels. Because they do help me sleep. Enough. It's having that enough that your brain doesn't keep going on its own things, but not enough to keep you awake. So yeah. I mean, I know I'm weird and that I listen to mostly Victorian horror stories as well to sleep during the day, but for nighttime purposes, it's yeah, pretty much 99% of the time Drakinifel, the dry docks, because well, if he sends me to sleep in 20 minutes, half hour, the standard length dry dock is an hour, so that's 3 days. And then at the end of every month, you get the Patreon edition, which can be 5 or 6 hours long. So that keeps you going for a couple of weeks, and then by the time you get to the end of the month, I'm just starting to run out, and then I can go back on one of the older ones. So there's hundreds of them, literally. If I can't sleep, I'll be resealing the tank. Fair enough. There's worse things to do if you can't sleep. That's what I've said lately, where I've been waking up early, can't sleep to the dry dock. Too interesting for you. What other ones I use are there's classic ghost stories and classic detective stories by Tony Walker, audiobooks. And then there's Horror Babble. And Horror Babble has kind of become a running joke with me and Mary. History is coming out, yeah. The History Nerd comes out, yes. Yeah, there's the start of not all but most Horror Babble videos. It starts off with, "You fool, Warren is dead," and yeah, so Warren has become kind of a cult figure between me and Mary. Thinking about getting a T-shirt made with "Warren lives forever" or something like that on it, just confuse everyone. That one random person that also listens to Horror Babble might get it. Get too interested in the stories. Yeah, that can happen. Uh, it's those or it's Warhammer 40k lore videos, and some of them can just go on for hours. But yeah, to me, it's a combination of subject matter and the voice and the tone as well. Either it's someone who gets excited and then gets quiet and then gets excited, or then that'll keep me awake. If it's too funny, it'll keep me awake. Generally, scary doesn't bother me, so Yeah, I regularly fall asleep to Lovecraft, Ashton Smith, Poe, what other ones? Block. Uh, yeah, mostly the ye olde mythosy cosmic horror kind of stuff. I mean, I do have the occasional weird dream. I'm not saying that's got anything to do with it. You know, eating a lump of blue cheese and then falling asleep listening to a cosmic horror story. Probably not the best for most people's sanity, but Jeff, I fall asleep to my wife snoring. Why would you be scared? You chase ghosts for fun. Yeah, exactly. I've got real ones. I ain't got to worry about the make believe ones. Yeah, speaking of which, that little dude's been about again. Not only did I see him last week, uh, he's been playing with his catnip sock again because it's moved from one side of the living room to the other. Prodigy Owl, how you doing? I think I need to go grab some more cigarette filters, which I will do. Back in a mo, if I can stand up again. Oh, Jesus, wet. Ow. Don't freak out, fish. I just moved. No, just because I stood up, it doesn't mean I'm going to feed you. Look at them. They're ridiculous. Guarantee if I lift the lid of that tank, they will all be right up there. Oof. Feed me, feed me. Yeah, they've already been fed. They're just greedy buggers. Yeah, yeah, you fed us, but that was at least an hour ago. Yeah, and there's plenty in that tank for you to eat without me feeding you. Oh, pardon me. Yeah. I mean, for example, the yo-yo load is in there. I don't feed. I just chuck a few snails in there every once in a while. And then I'll hear excited clicking noises. And then when I look later, there's another snail shell sitting there empty. And it's growing, so I'm not worried. It does like to scare me occasionally by doing loach things like falling asleep on its side on the bottom of the tank. Mind you, I thought Bertie was stuck down the back of the filter and dead earlier because she was sort of jammed in behind the back of the filter and the glass. I was like, oh no. But no, she was just being a derpy pleco. That's all she was doing. Have plec must derp. And Doug, he just planks everywhere anyway. With the lemon blue eye. Well, I think I might have to find him a girlfriend at some point. Maybe not another lemon blue eye. Maybe a super red and just see what the hell happens. Um, what's the worst that can happen? Whew, getting warm. Yeah, you can go over there. There we go. So what's the worst that can happen? I end up with common bristle noses. Yeah. Might end up with something weird and wonderful. Oh, mind you, oh yeah, it's definitely piddling down now. Yeah, look, the rain was supposed to clear out today. I'm not complaining, but you know, probably why it's got warm all of a sudden and the winds died down all of a sudden. Don't be surprised if there's a thunderstorm, because I'm suddenly getting really warm. It's raining and the wind's dropped. So if my ankle starts aching or my shoulder starts aching, we will know. The annoying thing is I'd like to open the door, get a bit more cool air in, but if I open the door, the rain's going to come in. And it was like earlier in the week, probably a bird as well. So I have a friendly thrush in the garden that likes to hop along around me when I'm doing the weeding and things and pick up all the bugs that I disturb. That did pop its head in the door the other day. I don't mind the neighbourhood cats. Merritt, darling, thank you very much. Good to see you as always. Yes, 800 videos. Bit of a scary milestone. And probably 700 of them. I can't remember what they are. Didn't water the garden yesterday. It's supposed to be bad storms, but never happened. Definitely watered today. Too much veg. Just trust the weatherman. Yeah, well, I mean, it's water change day tomorrow anyway. Well, for the fry rack at least, because I'm working Monday and Tuesday. So do half one day, half the next day. And yeah, the water change water goes on the garden. And I've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 20 times 2, and I've got 40 litres of fish tank water in 2-litre Coke bottles sat on the kitchen floor in case it. No. So when it does dry out, if we don't get any rain, I can still water the garden. Oh, now Rainer is here as well, the Squire of Seahorses. Yeah, it's actually, you know what? No, I am getting a cool breeze coming in again now, so that's okay. Cooling off. Might just be taking the hat off has allowed me to cool down as well. We've got plenty enough of our own rain, Marriott. It's probably just circling the North Sea and doing what it normally does, just keep going round and round and round. Dumps all the water over England, goes over, picks up more water as it goes back over the North Sea, dumps it over Scandinavia, goes back around, dumps the rest back on England, and yeah. Someone forgot to turn the summer on. I'm kind of glad it's not got hot early. We did have a week or two where it was ridiculously warm. Yeah, have a good one, Mark. Try and get some snoozies. Chuck some Zeds out. Um, yeah, I'm not complaining if it doesn't get stupidly hot. I don't do heat. And that's Debs, darling. How the devil are you? Yeah, exactly. Screw that for a game of soldiers. Don't miss 30. Well, don't want it to be over 10. Yeah, well, that's about the temperature I'm going out in the morning and doing the weeding and stuff in my shorts and t-shirt. And enjoying being out there for 20 minutes, half hour while it's calm and quiet and peaceful and just getting shouted at by sparrows and pigeons mostly. Yeah, I'm all good, thank you. Gets over 40. We had it a couple of years ago. It got over 40 in the UK. Well, here anyway. Our long hot summer, the longest hottest summer since 1976. Um, can't even open the veranda door. Well, I've had the back door open for a couple of weeks, months maybe. Uh, just open. I have a Heath Robinson device for keeping the door just open. A bootlace wrapped around the two door handles on the patio doors, so it opens just wide enough to not let the cats in, um, and it keeps the rain out unless the wind goes in exactly the right direction. Yeah, and I know you want to be getting out on that veranda and sunbathing, getting that bikini on and out there sun worshipping. I know what you're like, Merritt. I can just see it now. I'll have to get that image out of the mind, or I'll need a few minutes. Um, no, stop thinking about it. Idiots found out something to do. Something to have a makeover outside, so we're locked in on that side of the house. We've got two windows cracked open even when it's got to -10. Too many tanks. You mean the humidity levels just stay really high and you get the black mold? Yeah. That, or it just gets too hot indoors because you've got all the tanks heated. Construction work for 12 weeks. Damn, that sucks. Well, hopefully they get done before it gets sunny and warm. And then you can go out on the veranda and, yeah, sunbathe. Enjoy the warmth and the sun. Aims fighting to keep it under 80% humidity. This is the UK, so it's generally around 80% humidity most of the time. Yeah, someone suggested I get a dehumidifier. I did kind of then have to point out the pointlessness of it. That'd be great, it would dehumidify the air. Yes. And then the tanks would just evaporate more to rehumidify the air. I'd just be constantly emptying the dehumidifier and refilling the tanks. And I spy an escapee. We have an escaped plecklet. Nom 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 nom. You shouldn't be in there, should you? No. Oh God, the Lemmiers have had babies again, haven't they? Yes. They have escaped plecklet. Had glass out there so the cats couldn't go anywhere. Due to the construction work, they took it down and won't put it back up. Awkward buggers. So aircon's full. We were dead without aircon in an insulated box here in the summer. Yeah, I mean, thankfully we normally only get 2 or 3 months where it's hot enough to warrant aircon, so we don't bother. It just gives us something else to complain about, which we're quite happy about. Yeah, 135 gallons raised the humidity. Yeah, to 100%. Yeah, I'm okay. It's just everyone else. How are you? Yeah, we'd rather have heating than cooling. Yeah, there's more months of the year we need something to heat the house than cool it. Yeah, exactly. That's what you get for living in a desert. Yeah, so I'm all okay, Marek. Nothing to worry about here. Hope you're doing well, other than obviously being grumpy about not being able to go out on the veranda and having the builders in. And I'm sure you'll figure out another way of stopping the cats escaping. Although trying to keep a cat indoors is a nightmare. Well, if not for our really crummy man-made lakes around me, it would be a desert. Yeah, Texas is hot. Exactly. You got Texas and you got Alaska. One which is constantly ridiculously hot, one which is pretty much cold all year. Although it depends how far north you are in Alaska. Because some more southerly parts of Alaska are probably quite pleasant part of the year. The part of the year where they're not full of mosquitoes and gnats and bears and everything else trying to kill you. Mum's leaving Hexus. Probably more accurate, actually. Too hot and humid. And there are times when you want hot and sweaty, but not all the time. Northern Wisconsin, well, yeah, northern Wisconsin is further north than some parts of Canada, I think. Is you making my phone go ding? Are you sending me messages, are you? Am I safe to open them on stream? At least it's not as hot as Arizona. Yeah. So I watch Forgotten Weapons sometimes and some fairly regularly. And yeah, Ian's in Arizona. And yeah. Oh, very hot. Ooh, where is my phone actually? Full of the pinging noises. That's the point. I do need to get a new phone. Dude, he wouldn't last a winter in Wisconsin. Oh, construction work and putty cats. Oh, look at that big floofy pile of love peeking out the window. Yeah, 120 is basically the surface of the sun as far as I'm concerned. It can go do one. Like, no, not interested in that temperature. I'll probably lose my hand if I lived in Wisconsin. I only have one blood supply. Ah, grumpy cat looking at big minions. Yes, exactly. But what are these humans doing outside? What are they doing on my veranda? And you got the sheet up, so I'm guessing so they can't look in. See you wandering about in your lingerie. I know what you're like. It's basically the same reason my curtains stay closed. Because a lot of times I will be wandering around the house in just my boxers. And whilst I don't live on a busy street and there aren't many people walk past, because it's not a busy street and I live on a little cul-de-sac bitty off the side. like a little courtyardy bit. I do have one very nosy near neighbour who will, given the opportunity, she will put her nose to the glass and peer in and check everything's how she would like it. Oh, bless him. See, there he is. He's worried about your modesty as well. Because I know what you're like, and you would forget. You'd come wandering out of your bedroom in your skimpies, and there would be some builders stood just outside going, pitching tents. And now my pipe light has decided to run out of gas. Oh joy. Oh well. Who wants to watch Sharpe burn his thumb by using a normal light to light a pipe? Yeah, that'd be useless in a cold climate. See, I'm useless in a hot climate. I just sit there going, it's too hot, I don't like it. Or I just sweat like a pig and carry on as normal. Yeah, somewhere around the mid-teens to the very low 20s is pretty much perfect for me. Any warmer than that and I start struggling. Whereas when it gets to like -5, that's or -5 C, that's when I start thinking, bloody cold out. That's when I break out my winter coat. Curtains only use them when I want to sleep in, no neighbours. Yeah, 2018 was the summer that escaped from hell. Yeah, that was a warm one, but 2022 or 3, we had it pretty hot over here. I think it was more recent than 2018. It was post-COVID. 2020 was pretty hot and dry for a long time, and then 21 was similar. 22 got really hot. 23 was kind of normal up until about September. Then Storm Babette hit, and then 2024 was basically just wet all year. Hands look up like claws was not temperature related. I'm guessing either injury or arthritis. Yeah, Norway and England aren't made for 40+ degree temps. No, exactly. Neither are the inhabitants. We have insulation built into our bodies. I mean, not only am I well insulated, but my blood is like treacle. And it's literally only the veins in my wrists that are ever visible. The rest of them just stay sunk and buried under flubber. I don't do well in the heat. And I can't really get away with wearing vests either, or wife beaters as A&N crew. Tommy, watching on both accounts. Mwahaha. Thank you very much. Yeah, me too. The boys went into hiding that summer. Yeah, it was just ridiculous. I mean, when you've got like friends and acquaintances all going on holidays or vacations to these hot sunny places that they booked months or a year in advance, and then you look at the European weather map and where or wherever, and they're going, oh, it's lovely, it's like 34 degrees. It's like, yes, nice and cool then. Yeah, yeah, 20, yeah, I think 2018 was pretty dry as well. Arthritis from Lyme's disease, likely. Yeah. Annoyingly, I get arthritis in one joint, and it's my big toe on my right foot. Which you think, yeah, that's nothing. I mean, yeah, it is nothing. I shouldn't grumble about it, but I'm English, so I will. This is really bloody painful when I have to walk, and I walk a lot. Well, a lot. That's a lie. But, I walk the dog 5 days a week. I'm on my feet 6 hours, 6 hours a day at work for 4 days a week. Walk to the shops, walk around the house. Well, I do find that certain footwear does sort of set it off a bit more than others do. I think it might be because they're about to fall apart. But, pardon me. Yeah, I don't do heat. Heat is not good. I mean, just look at the colour of me. Do I look like I get a lot of sun? And just for the heck of it, your back has gone to heck. Oh, not again. Oh dear. All them years carrying all that weight, that's the problem. Depends on undiagnosed, so untreated. Yes, they can't treat it till they can diagnose it. I said, if you want me to take some of the weight, I will. Oh dear. Sorry, I couldn't resist that one. I mean, the thing is, we're all getting older, so we've all got various things. Oh dear. It just means there's more of it a cuddle, that's all. Yeah, I'm getting a belly on me again, but that's because I'm not feel like a beanbag. Soft, squishy, and comfortable. Swarm of bees for Lyme disease. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. It's probably just going to be the bee stings hurt more, so you don't pay any attention. It's it's like I've got a headache, so I'll punch a brick wall. What happens then is your hand hurts more, so you worry more about your hand than your head. I mean, I had a bit of a headache earlier, so I took a couple of tablets for that. But you know, so we're all getting older. We've all got aches and niggles and things going wrong as we get older. You know, our bodies are designed to go for a certain amount of time and then pack up. And unfor- unfortunately, maybe not. Probably a better word to describe it. But our lifespan now vastly exceeds the length of time our bodies are designed to work for. Yeah, yeah. Put more pain somewhere else, and the first pain doesn't hurt as much. It's quite simple. Just means that the other thing hurts more, usually for longer. Live on the third floor, knees hate the stairs. Yeah, yes. Thankfully, the cycling has helped my knees. Uh, just generally building the muscles in my legs. Because I used to have a lot of knee problems and haven't had, touch wood, haven't had any knee problems for quite a while, other than the occasional crack and creak and popping out a joint and that kind of thing. Um, my back's not been too bad lately either, considering what I've been doing in the garden. So I don't know. I do need to get back on the bike and do some longer rides, a bit of exercise. And even with all the crap, my humour is still in the gutter, and that's where we like it. We like your sense of humour in the gutter, Marek, because then it matches ours. Well, mine anyway. Well, I look up to your sense of humour because I delved way below the gutter many years ago. I'm in the sewers. What was that I laughed at the other day? Too old to get out of the gutter. Yeah. Like when you're driving off or riding a bike off road or whatever, and you get in the rut and you can't get out of the rut, and you're like, well, I guess I'll go this direction then. Yes, so some of these old wives' tales and sayings, there is something to them. Too old to die young now. Yeah, yeah. Not going to go out in a ball of flames and leave a good-looking corpse. We'll start calling you Pennywise then, shall we? You're going to make your home in the gutter, or is that me living in the storm drain? We all float down here, Georgie. And actually, here we go. Quick poll: best Pennywise, Skarsgård or Curry? Assuming people have seen both movies. Because I say Tim Curry is the best Pennywise, but that's because that's the Pennywise I grew up with. Skarsgård is scarier, creepier, but doesn't play the comedy. We know, well, I know you don't like scary movies. Yeah, there's just something about Tim Curry. Every role he ever did, he made his own. Frankenfurter is the other obvious famous one. The character he played in Clue, I think was the movie called Clue in America, Cluedo in the UK. Um, because the game is called different things. What time watch movies? I used to. I used to watch lots of movies. Not so much these days, because most of them suck. Treasure Island and Home Alone. Yeah. Don't need to watch scary movies with the two exes I have. Yeah. Yeah. Muppet Treasure Island. Yeah. Yeah. My ex is pretty scary as well. Glad I don't see her anymore. Ugh. Yeah. I should have seen the red flags earlier, but I didn't due to lack of experience in that part. But then she waved one giant red flag, and I was like, you know, I'm out of here. It was the, you should redecorate and get new furniture in your house. Why is that? Well, because then it'll be worth more when you sell it. You'll get more money when you sell it. Um, and why would I sell my house? Well, when you come and move in with me, you won't need your house anymore, so you can sell it. No, not Mary, my ex, previous to Mary. I'm still with Mary. Don't panic. Um, yes, this ex was as a deli. How you doing, me dearie? And this always sounds weird to say, but how's everything down under? Mary, what's that good for except a small tax cut? Yeah. So awake, it's 7 degrees and it's 4:30 a.m. Well, you are coming up to winter. It was probably about that temperature this time this morning here. Uh, that time this morning, sorry. It's been nice and cool. All day shift at the optometrist's job. I keep you occupied and somewhere warm. So, and plenty of pennies going into the bank account as well at the end of the month. Presuming you get paid monthly, not weekly or fortnightly or something. And yes, for the Americans in England, Europe, and I'm guessing Australia as well, most people get paid monthly directly into their bank account. Cheaper fishing license, the tax cut isn't worth it anymore. Yeah. Now, I've never had a ring on my finger. Well, not those ones anyway. And I've never put a ring on anyone's finger. Well, apart from my, no, we're not going to go down that joke. That joke is too nasty. Yeah, so it does seem that America is still mostly on weekly pay, weekly for Dell as well. Yeah. I remember when I was at Hamilton Acorn, we did get paid weekly. Oh, well, the kind of ring I was talking about, Tommy, isn't the kind of ring that YouTube likes to talk about. They always said marriage is a sure cure for happiness. That it is. I mean, each to their own, but to me, if you love someone and you want to be together, why do you need a big party and a piece of paper to prove it to people? Every 4 weeks, yeah, I get paid last Friday of every month. Um, and yeah, most of my jobs have been monthly pay. Hamilton Acorn was weekly to start with, and then they wanted to go to monthly because it's easier for them. A lot easier for the people who have to do the wages because you only got to do it once a month rather than once a week. That's really shallow. I want you to tell you, well, yeah, there's plenty of enough videos and whatever on the internet of people getting all upset because they wanted this picture perfect Disney wedding and anything below that is just not good enough for them on their special day. Forget about everyone else. But no, it has to be like this. This is how I've dreamed of it since I was a child. Well, you should have started saving up for it a long time ago then. Because it ain't worth that much. And then there's the other side of it where it's like, I need a wedding photographer. I will pay you $50, usually, because it's usually Americans, or £50, and you'll get a meal at what, for an entire day's work at the wedding, plus all the editing and sorting out afterwards, which is probably another day's work. So you want me to do 2 days' work for that much? No, you're just greedy. Yeah. Let's see. Two channels I do enjoy for that kind of content. There's The Click, which is a Swedish guy who is actually very funny, who does like basically reactions to all these kind of things. And what was the other one? Dustin Pointer, red flag, green flag guy. I used to watch quite a bit of Charlotte Dobre as well, but there's only so much hyper energy that I can deal with, and yeah, I don't do high energy anything. it's, it's so you don't need a marriage. You don't need a ring on your finger to say that you love somebody. If you love somebody, you love somebody. I haven't got anything against people who get married or want to do that, but say it's not for me. And more people are like me. And then it will be in the news that marriage rates are down. Yeah, better a ring than a tattoo. Yeah, a ring's a lot easier to get rid of. You can actually sell that. Try selling someone your tattoo. Yeah, never get someone's name or face tattooed on you. Unless it's someone that's passed. If it's someone living, don't. Because all it takes is one falling out and you're stuck with their name on you. Or you've got to get a tattoo to cover it. Or get it removed. Is that actually just ash in there now? I think it might be. Let's have a dig about. Yep, that's just ash. That's why it's not staying alight more than 2 seconds. Yeah, the amount of, again, I get them occasionally pop up. Sure, I just saw something move down there. Maybe not. But the amount of times I'll get, the videos pop up of bad tattoos or tattoo fails or makes dating difficult. You've got to stay with people with the same name. Exactly. And, a lot of people get upset if you still speak to your ex. Again, there was one, I think it was on The Click, I was watching the other day, where a man and his wife had divorced amicably. And they were still very good friends. And went and watched nerdy movies, as the new wife was saying, and he told her at the start of the relationship, I'm not going to stop hanging out or seeing my ex, because we get on really well, we're just not compatible as husband and wife. And the ex had married someone else as well, so it's not like she was single and trying to horn in. It was completely platonic, but then she died. And new wife who was like, no, you're not going to the funeral. Why would I let you go? Yeah. Turned out all through, she just hated this other woman being anywhere near. He's saying you're not getting your name tattooed on your finger. No, it's not going to be on the finger. It's going to be above the eyebrows. It's going to be Jeff. So everyone can know. And it's another one with the tattoos. People who get facial tattoos and then complain that they find it hard to find a job. Yeah. It weren't too long ago, if you had any form of visible tattoo, it was a lot harder to get a job. These days, people are more accepting of it. And he's going to be the long distance sugar daddy. Oh. Oh. No. And since when did it become a thing for women to call their partner daddy in the bedroom? No, that's just creepy and wrong. Don't. It's not alluring. It's not arousing. Thought you'd be a daddy. Yeah, exactly, Debs. This is. Yeah. Makes your skin crawl. You're like, no, don't. We could all use some extra cash, Jeff. You're saying there's probably easier ways to get it than to get yourself a sugar daddy. I'm going to have to run to the little boy's room. I'll be back in a couple. I'll light my ciggy while I go. Oh, and we're back. Marine tanks are expensive. This is why some of us haven't gone salty. No point getting salty about the cost of your salty tanks. Had to save or sell more fish to pay the bill for the new koi I ordered. Oh dear. Might have to sell those as pay off some bills. Yeah, just grow them out a bit and then sell them on. Job done. Ooh, Dee Dee's got salty. Ooh, what you got in there, Dee Dee? Tell us about your saltiness. That sounds wrong. I'm going to guess it's not a pair of clownfish and an anemone, an anemone. Yeah, the anemone is the anemone is the plant. The anemone. Hang on, I'll get this right in a minute. The anemone is the animal. The anemone. Yeah, one's the animal, one's the plant. Not much. One damsel, peppermint shrimp, and hermit crab. Just 20 on. That's plenty enough. Plenty to keep you occupied. Yeah, damsels are pretty, peppermint shrimps are pretty, and hermit crabs are interesting. Even if most of the time they just sit there and look like a shell. I mean, some of the things you see hermit crabs using as shells in the wild is wild. It's in all sorts. My enemy isn't an enemy. Yeah. An anemone is the animal, and anemone is the plant. Have I got any anemones in the garden? I can't remember. I planted so many bloody plants and bulbs in such a short period of time. I can't remember what's out there. Hubby wants me to make the one tank allowed in the living room a salt tank, but it's only a 15-gallon flex. There's a lot you can do in a 15-gallon flex. You can breed bristle noses in them. I've been doing that for years. Actually, if I look at this one I've got here, it looks like a salt tank because it's just got rock and sand in it at the moment. Might be an idea. And it's sitting there. I had the bristle nose and I had the 10-gallon going. Oh no, Merritt's going to sell the tanks. He's not got the will to do the upkeep and want the space. That's one of the things. They do take up a lot of room. Do you tell him, sure, if you can upgrade it to a 40 or a 60? Yeah, maybe that's what I might do with this flex then. Might turn it salty. So what I have to get, I'd have to get hygrometer and marine salt and mix it all up and figure out what's going on. It's got the space, just not the money. Yeah, yeah. I'd probably find it more interesting to have the stuff that shouldn't be in there in there. That's the thing is I don't know what I'd do. I'm not a corally person. Don't have the room. Have to keep it on a cabinet countertop. Have to move the piano for the Christmas tree. Well then, you know which has got to go. The Christmas tree. I swear I just saw something move in there. I can't have seen anything move in there. There isn't anything in there. Unless those damn Julie the Chromas did have babies. Or it's generating life on its own. No, I can't see anything. Nice, but blue ring octopus. Nice, but pricey and venomous. Yes. Yeah, I don't know what I'd go with if I did do a salty tank. If we ever move, though, all tanks will be rethought and reworked. Yeah, if I ever move, I will probably clear out quite a lot of tanks. Because if I move, it will probably be because I'm moving in with Mary, and then I'll probably only have one room in which to do fishy stuff and other hobby stuff, and that could be a problem airbrushing stuff in a room full of fish tanks. Yeah, and so the lights aren't on because the tank is completely unplugged. Because why run it when there's nothing in it? But stick of my hand. But yeah, that does look more of a salt tank than a fresh tank, doesn't it? That's a 15-gallon flex. Plenty of salt for random worms and stuff to live in. Oh, let's have a look at some limias. Yeah, you're pregnant. Lots and lots of babies. Is everyone down low? Everyone else hiding up? Don't drop the camera. Turning myself around. Oh, there's the escape bristly boy. Baby bristle noses. Unsurprising. Oh, Bert and Ernie are hiding out down the back. And there's a Corey. Thank you, Dee Dee. And over here. Oh, go this way. There's some Amica Splendens and Doug. He's currently planking on a rock. A little airbrush briefing the fisherman I've built. Yeah. Yeah, an exhaust is probably a good idea. And we have snails and bristlies, snails and super reds, snails and bristlies, and what looks like it needs a water change, which I'll get tomorrow. That one is bristlies and random SKP linear. Snails and bristlies. Snails, and somewhere in there is a large yo-yo loach, although you wouldn't know it. He's probably hiding under the rock. Under the yo-yo. Yep, there he is. Down there, just more bristliness, more snailiness. Many filters. Pack up sewing and embroidery and cry cut and put all that one needed, like a man does. Well, let's see if we can do it at a sensible angle. There we go. One more. Two more. I'll just give you one. Well, you can give me one anytime, Dee Dee. Although I prefer the pair. The flexes are they're top to bottom rounded, and the one with the Splendens and the other one in the corner are both technically bow fronted, but it's a single piece of glass going all the way around the front, curved. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, 800 videos is kind of scary. And if I had managed to keep up at the pace I was doing them, it would have been well over 1,000 by now. But there's only so long you can keep doing 2 videos a week. Yeah, I will put another one up this week. Not sure what it will be yet. Just keeping them when they get too big or customers quit. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know whether it will be a gardeny one, the last one from Gresson Hall, maybe a fishy one. So I do have some fishy stuffs that I got from Temu. A couple of filters and a battery powered air pump. So that might be worth showing off. It's a bog standard box filter, a sponge filter that's got some rocks in the bottom of it, and the air pump. By rocks in the bottom, yes, I do mean biomedia. Because I'm pretty sure the whole biomedia thing came about from the old box filters and sticking a bunch of gravel in the bottom to weight them down, and then someone decided to make money from it. That's my theory anyway. I'm sticking to it. And now it's just, oh, new biomedia has more surface area. Oh, yeah, whatever. And it all clogs up, just like the sponge does. Exactly. Box filters just work, don't they, Dee Dee? I mean, that's what's tucked away in the corner down there. Is a ye olde box filter, or as Michael would say, China filter, which literally it is. Ain't ordering many marine fish, but get a lot. Trying to sell all the marine fish and keep seahorses. Yeah, I'm guessing seahorses don't take up a huge amount of tank space. You know, they don't exactly zoom about. If it works, don't mess with it. Yep, exactly. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm watching Fishman build his filters. One of these days I'm going to try it. Yeah, I mean, I've hodgepodged a couple together where you get one of the cheap little filters that come with what I guess would be the PetSmart type tanks. It's just a little power filter, a tiny little bit of sponge in the bottom. And you get I did do a video on it, unsurprisingly. You get a pond plant pot, because they're basically a mesh. Sponge in the bottom, sponge around the sides, or foam sponge, whatever you want to call it. Stick the power filter in there without the sponge or foam inside the power filter, and then a lump of sponge on the top with a hole cut out that the filter fits through, and you increase the amount of filtration capacity of said filter by several 100%. And it's really cheap and easy. Seahorses pay the bills that the fish room creates, yeah. Bristlenoses and limia and snails and shrimp pay my electric and water bill, basically. At this point, it's almost a free hobby. It's just food and new fishies. But yeah, now there's an idea. I'd have to do some serious research in the saltwater tanks. Yeah, I think I might have to have a think about that. So, complete beginner. What's the first things to put in a saltwater tank? I've got an idea. Never done salt before. What would be the most basic thing to have? There we go. Because my thought is mollies. RO. No, we're not going to go RO. None of that rubbish. At the very best, I would just buy seawater from the LFS. Because if it's just a 15-gallon flex and the amount of water that I would change, because there'd probably be only a couple of fish in it or whatever, probably wouldn't need much in the way of water changes. So yeah, already got the RO for there. Yeah, problem is the way our water bills work around here, ROs are very wasteful. When they create one that actually takes all the water you put into it and turns it into RO water, then maybe. But as in the UK, we're on water meters, so we pay for the amount of water we use. Yeah, lowest around 2 to 1. So for every litre you make of RO, you basically make 2 litres of water that you can't use. And in my case, with the amount of calcium in my tap water, yeah. I mean, basically, I would just buy something, no, not a jerry can, but like one of the sort of white juggy things that hold water, and either buy pre-mixed seawater or buy a tub of salt and hygrometer and just buy RO water once in a while. I mean, the thing is, I use the water from my water changes to water my garden, and being in the UK, don't tend to have to do it too often because rain, like today. Yeah, I mean, I suppose technically I could put the wastewater into the water butt, but the water butt is rainwater and that gets used for the soft water tank. So, yeah. Yeah, I'd say pretty much all my water change water goes onto the garden, apart from the shrimp tanks. Because the shrimp tank water from water changes goes into the kitchen sink with the plug in, and then I go through it and catch all the baby shrimp that are in there, and there can be dozens. But anywho, my time is up. Now I'm probably cutting into somebody else's sign. So thank you to everyone for being here. Rest in peace, Bunny. We love you. Have a good week. Stay safe. Hug your loved ones. Have fun. Peace out. Rock on. And bye bye. Mwah. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Mondays suck do 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 do. Mondays suck do 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 do. Mondays suck do 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 do.